Blog Talk Radio.
Are you ready to take a bite out of the competition? Are you looking for ideas to make your business better? Welcome to the Core Business Show with Tim Jacquet,
sponsored by Apple Capital Group.
At the core of every successful business, you'll find people making a difference. And with each episode of the Core Business Show, we talk with those people, examine those ideas, and explore the strategies that make them special. Now, the host of the Core Business Show, Tim Jacquet.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Core Business Show. I'm Tim Jacquet, your host. Today we were going to talk about venture capital. And I have a previous interview that I'm actually going to have and play. We're going to try to get the guest on the line in a few minutes, and we'll be on with the show. Give me one moment real quick. I'm going to take a station break real quick and play a song from one of our guests that was on the show a few months in the past. It is, better yet, it's Corpus Christi Chorale singing Blue Skies. We will take this commercial break real quick and be back in a moment. Thank you for listening to the Core Business Show. Well, welcome back to the Core Business Show. We're going to put Jay Carter on the line in a few minutes and continue with the show.
You're listening to the Core Business Show, sponsored by Apple Capital Group. Apple Capital Group in Jacksonville, Florida, is a commercial lender that specializes in asset-based loans, equipment leasing and financing, invoice financing, commercial real estate loans, and asset-based financing in the U.S. and Canada. Apple Capital Group is a direct lender that lends on their private equity investment portfolio. 90% of most loans are decided within 2 hours, and vendor funding within 24 hours after documents are completed, with a one-page application. No slow no's, just a quick decision and a fast yes. To get more information about lending from Apple Capital Group, call 866-611-7457. That's 866-611-7457 to speak with one of our loan specialists. Or visit us right now at applecapitalgroup.com. Welcome back to the Core. Once again, here's Tim Jacquet.
Well, welcome back, everybody, for listening to the Core Business Show. We're going to take another break real quick. We're going to go ahead and patch Jay back on the phone. We have him for a few seconds, and we have some technical problems, so bear with me one moment. We're going to go ahead and play a spot back from...
I'm on, Tim.
Okay,
Tim, I
great.
can hear you.
Okay, thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. I guess to begin with, tell us about foreign investment venture capital financing.
Well, the foreign investor that we're talking about is it's a program that is established back in 1990 by the United States Citizenship and Immigration Service. And that is an agency that sits under Homeland Security. And basically it offers a foreign investor an opportunity to come to the United States, invest in a project that creates U.S. jobs. In return, we will provide them, the U.S. government will provide them with a temporary green card. And as long as they create the jobs that they've committed to, or the project does, and the project gets built, then in 2 years they will receive a permanent green card. They usually come over here, they're accredited investors, they come in, put their kids in school, pay taxes, usually invest in other things such as other real estate, buying a home and so on. So it's a win-win for the foreign investor, and it's a win-win for the United States.
Are these investors are really easy to you guys to arrange to find, or is it how normally the route that you normally go to trying to find the investors?
Well, there's a whole organization in various countries that help find investors. And so the number one motivator for people coming into the United States is our education. We have the finest universities and colleges in the world. And over 700,000 students come in here every year under an F1 temporary visa to use our universities and colleges. So the number one motivator is education. That they, regardless of what country you're in, they want to come here, get their education. So there are a number. The Wall Street Journal just did an article about a month ago that they estimated there were 960,000 Chinese that qualified for this program, and about 60% of them either knew about it or were trying to figure out how to qualify for it. So there's a number of people that can come into the United States under this program.
Is there a dollar amount that they normally will go ahead and contribute? I know that you have like some breaking points of certain amounts, but is there a dollar amount in order for them to be in that program, what they actually need to contribute?
Yeah, good.
An investment?
Good question, Tim. Yes, the USCIS sets up the criteria for this program, and as I said, they must be an accredited investor, and they must invest a minimum of $500,000. And the project has to be located in one of two areas for that $500,000 investment. It has to be in what's called a targeted employment area, which is a high unemployment area. It'd be 150% of the national unemployment rate. Or it is in a rural area, which is a population of less than 20,000 and not a part of a larger MSA. So there is criteria around it, but the foreign investor will generally have to put in at least $500,000 to qualify for this program.
Okay. And your company normally... Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, our company, Empyrean West, what we do is we work with the foreign investors and we pool those funds and putting them in an escrow account, usually in an Asian market like Hong Kong, and then those monies will flow down into an LLC and then are loaned to the project. So that's usually how it works. Any
particular success stories that you can mention that this program has worked extremely well?
Well, there's a number of success stories. I mean, this program, as I said, was around since 1990. It really took off in about 2007 when the capital markets in the United States kind of froze up and money was not available for financing. And so people found this program and began using it to help finance projects in the United States. And this year we will probably reach close to that. Our limit on visas under this program is 10,000 visas that can be issued every year. And so we will reach close to our limit this year on those 10,000 visas. Now, USCIS said they will expand the number of visas if we were to exceed that. So, there's a lot of investment that's coming into the United States now that will create U.S. jobs. These jobs have to be proven. I need an I-9 that's E-verified. I have to prove out that they've worked on average 35 hours per week. So these are real jobs in the community, creating economic development for the community.
Okay. And lastly, what a company needs to do to make themselves to be able to qualify for that particular program?
Well, if you're a developer in the United States, basically, we're interested in talking to you, but it is about job creation. This is a job creation program. So we usually will talk to companies and see if the project will create the number of jobs that are needed, because I need 10 jobs per investor. So I said an investor is going to put in $500,000. So if I have a $10 million project, I'll need 20 investors and I'll need 200 jobs. Now, those 200 jobs are broken down into direct jobs, indirect jobs, and induced jobs. And we do an economic impact study to understand the number of indirect and induced jobs. So we typically will look at a one-to-one. So I would, in this case, need 100 direct jobs, and then I would receive credit for another 100 indirect and induced jobs. So companies just need to contact us at Empyrean West. You can find us on the internet at EmpyreanWest.com. That's EMPYREAN West.com. And we will try to help them structure their project so that it qualifies for this. The funding on this, one of the things that developers like is that this is an interest-only, interest rate, non-recourse loan. And the foreign investor does not want to own any part of that project. They just want their green card. So unlike other forms of financing where whoever the lender is, wants to have a large piece of your project, this one doesn't require that.
Wow. It's a really amazing program. And give us your website and your contact information again and telephone.
Yeah, it's Empyrean West, EMPYREAN West.com, and it is Empyrean West Consulting, and my phone number is 602-628-1197. 602-628-1197.
Well, Jay Carter, I really appreciate you joining the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us, Tim. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. This has been another production of the Core Business Show with Tim Jakagan. Download this episode on iTunes and Blog Talk Radio. Everybody have a great day and take care.
Thank you for listening to the Core Business Show with Tim Jacquet. For a free quote on equipment leasing and financing, visit our website, applecapitalgroup.com. That's applecapitalgroup.com. And fill out the information to receive your free quote. We hope you'll join us for our next episode. And remember, you can always get to the core via iTunes. You'll find all our previous episodes there. Thanks again for listening to the Core Business Show with Tim Jacquet.